First, I'll start with Certain at Arms, Salma. You started really well with the bang and drew everyone's attention back firstly in the room. And you had a lovely smile on your face when you started. And I would want you to keep including that throughout your role or speech whenever you can, because it really engages people and it adds a lot to your speech. Um, I really liked how you explained the rules and everything very precisely and very well. So that was a big well done for you. Next, moving on to timekeeper, Reena. You tied it very nicely with the theme. You said there is no flexibility in time, so you said the rules very clear. You were very clear and crisp about you. It didn't like falter around much like I'm doing. So you explained the rule very well, and you were attentive throughout the meeting. Because before Teresa was asking you the questions, you had your answers ready, and I could see that. Initially, you had your weight shifted a little bit on this side, and you quickly corrected it later on. But in this kind of small roles, you get the opportunity to focus more on what you're going to say and how you're going to say it. So perhaps next time try and avoid those little things that I can notice. Teresa, Toastmaster. Lovely theme. And you demonstrated what you meant and did not mean by flexibility. Very well. You covered a lot in your introduction, and I've listed down. You first explained the theme, and then you went to the history of the club, Toastmasters International, and then to the club committee, then the other clubs in Leeds, then to the structure of the meeting, and then you returned to flexibility. But I felt somewhere the theme could have been a bit more present in your introduction, maybe through a personal story, or by reminding us why we are all here, or telling the guests what they would actually achieve, what they would achieve by coming here, something a little bit on that line. But otherwise, a lovely theme, and you covered all the basics, clapping, handshakes, everything. Encounter, hand. You explained the role again very clear and crisp. You not only gave examples of what the crush words were, but you also explained why they are bad, why they distract from your actual speech. Just again, like Reena, a couple of things. I noticed that you clasped your hands at your introduction. Maybe you can avoid that. And perhaps mention how you will give the feedback to the people, because they might not really know, the guests especially, how is someone going to count everything and what's going to happen. So you could just say that at the end I will present a report. And I loved the way you just counted and just served everyone those numbers. And I'm glad that I have escaped that. Next up was Glenn the grammarian. Lovely humor. Every time you come up here, it's a whole performance package. And I don't know how you do it, but you do it very well. And you matched the word of the day so well with the theme. It just complements the theme so very well. And it was a very nice observation, I thought, that you observed that people were using more questions today rather than quotations. I'll move on now to the first evaluator of the day, which was Richard. You reminded us in your overview first, in your evaluation first, you explained very well what you were going to look for, and then at your evaluation, you again reminded us what you were going to look for, and you gave an overview of how you are going to present your evaluation. I thought that was very useful. You moved around a lot to kind of give an example to show Simon how he could have used that technique a little bit more. Couple of things I noted. Perhaps you could do a little bit different voice modulations, and I think you could think of it like break up what you are saying in smaller paragraphs, if you like, because you do use it. You use it in the end when you said, so with the piano practice, I'll welcome Simon Day. You use it then, but before that, the introduction paragraph was a little bit, perhaps it was a longer paragraph. So breaking that up would help. And in your evaluation, you placed the evaluations as if they were like bullet points, and you said, I think you should do this, and I think, even if you don't use the phrase I think, you can still apply the same evaluation, same comments. So maybe not focus, it just focuses a little bit on you. And I know it is, after all, your personal subjective opinion. It's not at all a rule or anything. You are placing your opinion, which is what I am doing now. But maybe a little bit less of that would be better. Simon evaluated Rob. You explained the speech purpose very well, I thought, because you enacted it. And that really made it very clear to the audience exactly what sort of things complement a speech content and takes it to the other level. And you were very positive. You gave Rob back a lot of positive comments. And it's very hard to evaluate Simon as an evaluator. But I have noted that perhaps when you were recommending Rob a couple of things like smile more or move more, you could graded them as to what sort of improvements he could aim for now and what he could aim for in some time, because there are some easier things to implement and some things are harder to implement, so you could have just graded that a little bit. Jane, I loved your animation. Your voice variation is amazing. You use this little phrases like listen carefully, and then it just draws everyone into that moment. And it feels, what I really love about that is it doesn't feel like a performance to me when I'm sat there as an audience member. It feels like a natural extension of your personality, which I think is very nice. And the only negative, and I'm not really sure if this is a point for improvement, but I thought I didn't, in the end, get a clear point for improvement for Paul. So perhaps you could have hammered it a bit more, so just a bit more specific. And a point about the talk on committee roles, you really brought to life and made it very engaging what could have been a very routine and boring activity. So well done on that. Next, table topic master, Darren. Great introduction to the role, and it was a mini table topic in itself what you did up here, except perhaps it was not impromptu. I liked how you asked Ed up first and explained that it's for the benefit of the guests to see somebody, an experienced speaker, come first. Awesome selection of topic, because it's so easy to get distracted by so many things these days. It's very hard to think about that one thing. And I loved how at the end of your introduction you made it a little bit empowering by saying that if I can, you can. So you kind of brought the focus back on the audience and made them think, maybe I can. Just a couple of things in your introduction. You could have mentioned that the time that people would have to speak for, because that might be an important factor for them to decide. And guests, not guests. Oh, that guests are welcome to join, which Teresa obviously said anyway. Next up was table topic evaluator Andrew. You used the word of the day, which wasn't used as much, so well done for that. You were very encouraging, and you have lovely vocal variety, and again, you're an accomplished speaker. You showed everything out very well, and I think you were slower than last meeting so I gave this feedback to Andrew, saying that it is sometimes harder for non-native speakers to catch up if you are speaking very quickly, and I felt that Andrew was a bit slower, perhaps because you think while you speak, because it's got quite a tough role to play, table topic evaluator. Just one thing I noted, just nitpicking really, it's to move along the space more to make the comment more personal. So if you're talking to one particular speaker and giving him the feedback, then just be a little bit more personal. I think that brings me to the end of my evaluation, unless I've missed anyone. And it doesn't look like I have. So I'll hand over to Paul, the president.
Do we have the winners of the...
Sorry about that.
Right, few first timers. So members doing roles for the first time. Darren, Table Topics Master for the first time. Hend,